All right, so today I want to talk about some psychology of, how we are kind of wired to think naturally, how most people are wired to think naturally when it comes to getting feedback, especially when we talk about in the gym, kind of getting some measurements and feedback, whether it's weight on the scale or tape measurements or whatever it may be. And let's talk about the psychology here. So we all know that when things are going well, when we're making progress, when we're losing weight, when we're seeing the tape measure move, when our weights are increasing in the gym, you can take another level in your finances and other areas of life. When things are going well, we want to tend to look at the numbers. We tend to want to look at them to see how they're doing. But let's face it, we all have this tendency when things are not going well, when we know we're off track, that we don't want to get on the scale. We don't want to take the tape measurements. We don't want to track our numbers in our workouts. We don't want to look at the finances. We just want to look the other way. There's this natural tendency, it seems like we all have, to want to do that. What I want to tell you is you need to not give in to that inclination. So what I've seen through the years, my wife has seen this a number of times. She has worked as a dietitian and a health coach, and she's seen this a number of times where people come in and they say, well, I knew I was going in the wrong direction. I knew, let's say, I was gaining weight, but I didn't want to look at it. I couldn't take mentally seeing the scale go in the wrong direction, and so I just wouldn't get on the scale and I wouldn't weigh. And then the next thing they know, they've gained 50 pounds or they've gained 100 pounds or whatever, because they were not willing to look at it. And so part of the key to getting sustained results when it comes to your health and fitness, but this also applies to a lot of other areas of life as well, is the willingness to get feedback. The willingness, especially when you know you're off track, to kind of own up to it and get feedback and see where it is, where you take the tape measurements, you take your body weight, you get on the scale, you look at your finances, whatever it may be, you look at your workout journal and see what kind of progress you're making. And really, you just get real with yourself and you kind of confront the brutal facts. I'm reading this, I'm rereading a book I read way back in graduate school, the Good to Great book on business. And it's talking about one of the keys that businesses had to go from good to great was this ability to kind of confront the brutal realities, confront the brutal facts. Like, hey, this is where we are, this is how things are really going, but on the same side, to never lose faith, to continue to believe that you can make progress. Now, the key is usually most of the time when you kind of get that wake-up call, and there's two kind of ways that you can respond. You can get on the scale and you can see that you've not lost weight or you've gained weight or your measurements are going the wrong way. There's two ways that you can respond. You can respond with discouragement and letting it spiral you out of control, getting frustrated and letting it spiral out of your control, or you can use it as feedback to say, you know what? I got to do something different. I got to get back on track. I got to make some adjustments. And the quicker you can do that, the more often and more frequently you get feedback and you view it from the right perspective. We've done some fitness testing through the years in the gym here. And a lot of times people say, well, I don't want to test. I don't want to test. Well, reality is you need to test. You need to get some feedback periodically to let you know whether you're on track so that you can course correct and you can get back on track. Really staying on track for the long term. This is one of the greatest keys, is the willingness to confront the truth and to look at the reality of things and say, hey, I'm on track or I'm not on track. What adjustments do I need to make? What do I need to do to get back on track as quickly as possible? But it takes I hate to say it, but a more mature mindset to be willing to confront that and say, you know what? All right, I'm going to make some adjustments. I'm going to get back on track. And I'm still believing that I'm going to get to my goals, wherever it is that I'm trying to get to. But we have to have that willingness to kind of confront the truth, because our natural tendency when we know things are not going the wrong direction is to avoid it, to avoid getting on the scale, to avoid getting the measurements, to avoid looking at your finances, whatever it may be. But we have to confront those brutal facts and say, all right, what adjustments do I need to make? This is one of the greatest keys to staying on track for the long term, is managing your mindset and understanding I need feedback, and just viewing those numbers as feedback. It's not good or bad. It doesn't mean you're a bad person that you're off track. It just means you need to make some adjustments. That's all it means. And so the sooner you can get that feedback, okay, the faster you can adjust. If you wait till you've gained the 50 pounds, well, you've got a long way to go to get back to where you even were. The sooner you can get feedback, the better. So you need feedback in your life. You need feedback mechanisms. Your body, for example, the health of your body is built on negative feedback loops. It's getting negative feedback reinforcing to your brain all the time to let you know when something's wrong, when something's off track, whatever it may be. These negative feedback loops help to keep you on track and keep you in bounds, so to speak. So don't be scared of testing, of feedback, of measurement, of tracking. Don't be scared of those things. View them as tools to keep you on the right track, because when we have the right mindset with them, okay, and I don't get let my emotions get spinning out of control when I'm off track, okay, part of it is having the right mindset and the ability to handle the truth and to confront the truth and to keep believing and not get discouraged. And the other part is the willingness to just get on there and do it, and to have the courage to do it and to kind of face up to it. So this is the hard part. This is the mental game that we all play when it comes to health and fitness. Because let's face it, when you lose weight, a lot of times people think, oh, I'm going to lose weight, and it just goes straight down. But the reality is, a lot of times it looks like a stock market chart. It kind of goes like this, and you have to have the mindset and the mentality to know that, hey, there's going to be some ups and downs along the way, but as long as I'm trending in the right direction and I'm getting back on track as quickly as possible, I need feedback. So I hope this helps. Just reframing your mindset, measurements, testing, all these types of things, they are good for you. They're giving you feedback so that you can make adjustments as quickly as possible, and you're just using them as a tool to give you feedback to let you know when you're on track, and you're not getting all wrapped up emotionally into, sometimes we see this, my wife talks about it, she sees it in the health coaching world, I have to see the scale move. If I can't take it mentally if I don't see the scale move. We have to get past that mindset and just view it as feedback, letting you know if the scale's not moving, your measurements aren't moving, you need to do something different. You need to make some adjustments. What you are doing is not currently working. What do you need to do differently? And we need to view it from this perspective as feedback and to make adjustments. But I hope this helps. You can check out more Foley Health and Fitness if you're interested in learning more about what we do. You can go to foleyhealthandfitness.com.